Good morning, everybody. This is Ron. Welcome to Story Time. And good morning. This is Sunday, and it is June the 25th. There we go. And I've got to apologize. I had promised to go ahead and record last Sunday, and I simply forgot. And I was going to then record yesterday, and again I forgot. So I finally I'm finally gotten around to do it. I got myself also a new microphone. It's a unidirectional, so hopefully that it will improve the quality of the broadcast. You'll get less background noise, although I'm still broadcasting on location near the train station, the Gold Line station in Pasadena. But anyways, we're doing the 48 Laws of Power, one law per day or per episode. And we're up to Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. If you need to turn to an ally for help, do not bother to remind him of your past assistance and good deeds. He will find a way to ignore you. Instead, undercover something in your request or in your alliance with him that will benefit him, and emphasize it out of all proportion. He will respond enthusiastically when he sees something to be gained for himself. In your quest for power, you will constantly find yourself in the position of asking for help from those more powerful than you. There's an art to asking for help, an art that depends on your ability to understand the person you are dealing with and to not confuse your needs with theirs. Most people never succeed at this because they are completely trapped in their own wants and desires. They start from the assumption that the people they are appealing to have a selfless interest in helping them. They talk as if their needs mattered to these people, who probably couldn't care less. Sometimes they refer to larger issues, a great cause or grand emotions such as love and gratitude. They go for the big picture when simple, everyday realities would have had much more appeal. What they do not realize is that even the most powerful person is locked inside needs of his own, and that if you make no appeal to his self-interest, he merely sees you as a desperate or, at best, a waste of time. In the 16th century, Portuguese missionaries tried for years to convert the people of Japan to Catholicism, while at the same time Portugal had a monopoly on trade between Japan and Europe. Although the missionaries did have some success, they never got very far among the ruling elite. By the beginning of the 17th century, in fact, their proselytizing had completely antagonized the Japanese emperor. When the Dutch began to arrive in Japan in great numbers, the emperor was much relieved. He needed Europeans for their know-how in guns and navigation, and here at last were Europeans who cared nothing for spreading religion. The Dutch wanted only to trade. The emperor swiftly moved to evict the Portuguese. From then on, he would only deal with the practical-minded Dutch. Japan and Holland were vastly different cultures, but each shared a timeless and universal concern. Self-interest. Every person you deal with is like another culture, an alien land with a past that has nothing to do with yours. Yet you can bypass the differences between you and him by appealing to his self-interest. Do not be subtle. You have valuable knowledge to share. You will fill his coffers with gold. You will make him live longer and happier. This is a language that all of us speak and understand. A key step in the process is to understand the other person's psychology. Is he vain? Is he concerned about his reputation or his social standing? Does he have enemies you can help him vanquish? Is he simply motivated by money and power? When the Mongols invaded China in the 12th century, they threatened to obliterate a culture that had thrived for over 2,000 years. Their leader, Genghis Khan, saw nothing in China but a country that lacked pasturing for his horses. And he decided to destroy the place, leveling all its cities, for it would be better to exterminate the Chinese and let the grass grow. It was not a soldier, a general, or a king who saved the Chinese from devastation, but a man named Yelu, a foreigner himself. Yelu had come to appreciate the superiority of Chinese culture. He managed to make himself a trusted advisor to Genghis Khan and persuaded him that he could reap riches out of the place if, instead of destroying it, he simply taxed everyone who lived there. Khan saw the wisdom in this and did as Yelu advised. When Khan took the city of Kaifeng after a long siege, he decided to massacre its inhabitants, as he had in other cities that had resisted him. Yalu told him that the finest craftsmen and engineers in China had fled to Kaifeng, and it would be better to put them to use. Kaifeng was spared. Never before had Genghis Khan shown such mercy, but then it really wasn't mercy that saved Kaifeng. Yalu knew Khan well. He was a barbaric peasant who cared nothing for culture or indeed for anything other than warfare and practical results. Yalu chose to appeal to the only emotion that would work on such a man: greed. Self-interest is in the lever that will move people. Once you make them see how you can in some way meet their needs or advance their cause, their resistance to your requests for help will magically fall away. At each step on the way to acquiring power, you must train yourself to think your way inside the other person's mind, to see their needs and interests, to get rid of the screen of your own feelings that obscure the truth. Master this art, and there will be no limits to what you can accomplish. Some people will see an appeal to their self-interest as ugly and ignoble. They actually prefer to be able to exercise charity, mercy, and justice, which are their ways of feeling superior to you. When you beg them for help, you emphasize their power and position. They're strong enough to need nothing from you except the chance to feel superior. This is the wine that intoxicates them. They are dying to fund your project, to introduce you to powerful people, provided, of course, that all this is done in public and for a good cause. Usually the more public, the better. Not everyone, then, can be approached through cynical self-interest. Some people will be put off by it because they don't want to seem to be motivated by such things. They need opportunities to display their good heart. Do not be shy. Give them that opportunity. It's not as if you are conning them by asking them for help. It is really their pleasure to give and to be seen giving. You must distinguish the differences among powerful people and figure out what makes them tick. When they ooze greed, do not appeal to their charity. When they want to look charitable and noble, do not appeal to their greed. And that's the end of Law 13, which is when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. And I suppose, again, it has some, seems to have some valid points. Again, the examples in this particular chapter, it's good if you're Genghis Khan, if you're a warlord, if you're a king, somebody of that nature. But what about for the rest of us, the butchers, the bakers, and the candlestick makers? How is this going to apply? I suppose, just thinking right off the top of my head, if you're an employee and you're looking to get a raise, for instance, then this type of a thing is going to be helpful. And I don't really have so much of a moral or ethical issue with this chapter as I do with others, because, again, I don't think there's anything wrong with appealing to people's self-interests. If I go to work and I ask for a raise, I want to go ahead and emphasize what it is that raise is going to do for the company, how that's going to help the company. If I'm going out and looking for a job and I want to work for a particular company, again, I got to appeal to them and explain to them why it is I'm the best candidate for that particular position, how I'm going to help to improve that particular company, help their bottom line, help them accomplish their mission, etc. So, but again, it would have been better with some more, I think, real-life examples. I think it would hit home more. But that is the end of Chapter 13, Law 13. And next Saturday, we will be moving on to Law 14, which reads, Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Knowing about your rival is critical. Use spies to gather valuable information that will keep you a step ahead. Better still, play the spy yourself. In polite social encounters, learn to probe. Ask indirect questions to get people to reveal their weaknesses and intentions. There is no occasion that is not an opportunity for artful spying. So until next week, have a great week. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.